What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the other side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest in cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers, shakers, and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who've made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon Times.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on? So, if you have not already, please go back and listen throughout the week. So, on Monday, we talked about the Dolly.com ransomware attack and how they paid something and how they still got their stuff released anyway. So, more story, don't pay, but listen to us rant like old men about getting off our lawn because that's dumb. Don't pay. On Tuesday, we talk about how the entire state of Maine, just about like almost 100%, had their data breached due to the MoveIt situation, how they just now found out 5 months later. So definitely tune in for that one, and how we postulate that this could have happened. And then on Wednesday, Mr. Cooper received a data breach. Some of us in this podcast may be serviced by Mr. Cooper, and we're very agitated. So listen to us rant about Mr. Cooper losing our data, and how we may be seeing signs and symptoms of it. So definitely tune in for that one as it's happening in real time. And then probably on Thursdays, well, I know it's going to be a throwback, but it probably has something to do with data breaches because that seems to be the theme this week. So don't look too far from that. I don't really want to pivot too hard because I think it's timely and it makes sense. So definitely tune in for that. And now Friday's everything else: movies, books, games, all that stuff. We're not talking about work. So if you tune in to hear us talk about cybersecurity stuff, please go back and listen to all the other episodes. But Fridays we reserve for nerding out. So without further ado, I'll give it to Shannon.
All right, everybody. So this week, I actually did get some watching in. I know the last couple months I've been like, man, I ain't got a chance to watch much. I was like, all right, I made a concentrated effort to start watching some stuff and getting some stuff knocked out. So I watched a show in the past, and they had a new season. It's called Tacoma FD. So it's the same guys that do Super Troopers. Well, two
Okay, gotcha.
Super Troopers.
Is it Reno 911 too? Does it have a tie to that, or not really?
No, it's not tied to that, but it's kind of that type of comedy.
Okay.
Like, well, it's not. I can't say it's that type of comedy because Reno makes it seem like they're going out on calls and doing this stuff. But it's a series. It's got Farva. Farva was the guy's name from Super Troopers. Farva.
I think it's Farva. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's a show that they did season 4, and it was meh, you know what I mean? So it's like, you guys were better earlier on, right? Like it's kind of like it's kind of like Jay-Z said to Nas, right? You had a spark when you started, but now you're just garbage, you know what I mean? So but it wasn't that great, but I mean, I got to the point where I was like, all right, like I've invested 3 seasons already. Let me just go ahead.
Right, you got to. So let me ask you this, because I may have watched an episode. I can't remember. Did they have an episode in the past where the guy, they go pick up a guy because he's injured or whatever, and he thinks he's gonna die, so he asks him to go to his computer and wipe his browser history? Is that the same episode? Because that's hilarious.
I don't remember that. It could be
because they go and so the guy's injured or whatever. Like so are they paramedics and stuff like EMT?
They're firefighters.
Oh, so it's a different episode. This one is EMTs.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, then never mind.
Yeah, no, I was like, that doesn't sound familiar, but that sounds funny.
Yeah, so they go and it's hilarious because there's a reaction of them watching it. So like they're all standing around his computer to delete his history, and they click on a video, and it has to do with a horse, and they're just not. They walk out of there not the same. They're like, "Why was his eyes so blue?" He was like, "Why are you looking?" He was, "I couldn't. I had to stare." So, but I'll send you the clip if I ever find it again. If I stumble across it, it's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't remember that. But it's stuff like that is how it started out, right? Because they're firefighters, so they show up on locations where it's just like, what is going on here? You know what I mean? But 4th season, so. Like I if they have a 5th, I probably won't watch it. Like it's just going down from there. So so finish that up. Finish Loki season 2. I think I was expecting something different. I mean, as time goes on, maybe we'll spoil a little bit of it for the audience. Right. It just recently ended, so but I expected something different from it, but I don't know what I expected.
Was it action, or were you thinking it was the story was going to go a certain direction?
I
Because
think
I liked it, so
it
I'm
wasn't
the
so much.
opposite.
Yeah, me and you, man, we not on the same wavelength.
Right, right,
Man. So, but I did expect a little bit more action. There wasn't a lot of it, but just the way the story played out, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's a way that they can go forward if they choose to.
right.
But
Because
I don't.
they're kind of introducing a new, like, so this is, I guess Kevin Feige's in charge of the comics now too. So he's integrating a lot of the comic stuff and the movie stuff. Like he's trying to get them to be more of a shared universe. And this is a recent Loki run, right? Where he's evolved into a different type of character. So this one kind of mirrors it a little bit more. Uh, and I think it's it could go one of two ways. Like either this is a proper ending to 14 years of work, uh, and or this is the beginning of something new.
Mm,
So it's only 6 episodes. Yeah, I should go watch it. I enjoyed it. I didn't see it going the direction that like it was going until it ended, and I was like, ah, I get it. Okay. Uh, so it has like I say all to say, I think the shows have more of an impact than some of the movies now.
that's believable.
Yeah.
That's believable because the movies have been disappointing, and to go into that, I did watch Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Oh, you did? And so that's
Yeah.
good though, because then they have a reference to it.
So here's the thing. I finished. So I had started Loki. I watched the first episode, and then I had watched, yeah, and then I watched Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and then I went back to it, or no, vice versa, other way around. I thought I was going to be missing something, so I did it the other way
Mhm.
around. So yeah, I don't know. I just uh yeah, I probably could have gone another several months without watching Ant-Man and the Wasp, to be honest with you. It just wasn't the same. Like
And
there
yeah, it just wasn't good.
yeah, it was missing some elements that I was just like, I don't know. No, Jonathan Majors, like he did his part, man. Like he was
Yeah.
definitely a good big bad, but we'll see where that goes, right? There's legal things that he has to sort out to see whether
So I think I think Disney, because I didn't think they'd be able to do it, but I think Disney has put themselves in the position where they can drop him. Um,
you think so.
I think so, because none of like the whole announced like the King Dynasty and all that stuff's all been announced. They don't have to do it though, because they like right now like the spinoff from WandaVision, the Ath what's her name?
Agatha or something or
Yeah,
got
Agatha Harkness or whatever. They've changed
yeah.
that title several times because like and until it's done, Disney doesn't have to commit. So I think they can write him out if they need to. I hope they don't. I think he's an awesome actor. Hopefully, the implications of what he supposedly what they're saying he did. Hopefully, he did not do, and he can fight that case. Because I do think he's an awesome actor, but I think they've put themselves in a position where a lot of their titles are not dependent upon going further with him. Like they can rewrite the entire 25, 26 back log or whatever, like movies that are coming out, they can change all those because they haven't started filming anything. Like
I don't
the
think they
only MCU thing that's been filmed is Deadpool.
but I don't think they'll change the title. I think they'll just change the actor. So like the way that they've done it, they could change the actor and it would fit into the story. Like even
I
based
don't
off how Loki went. Like they
I
could
don't
change
think
the
so
actor.
though, because he has to at least look like they showed a million different variations of him in one of the ending movie credits. I think it
which is
has to look like him, or you have
which
to go
is
away from him.
which is all the more reason why it can change, right? Like, so they showed it at the end of that movie, but like with that happening, like that movie was released before Loki season 2 came out, right? So
Yeah,
like Loki season 2, the way that they ended that, they could make it to where it does not have to be Jonathan Majors. It could be somebody else, right? Like this is how you changed it based on, because multiverses leave it open to do all types of
right.
different things and change actors out and make it just look different, right? Like even think about it, even with the Lokis, right? And I'm not spoiling anything because this was in the first season, even, right? How many different variations of a Loki?
That
There
is
was
true. They did have
alligator
a
Loki,
different other, yeah,
female Loki. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
it could be the same type of thing. They don't all like, even though that did happen. And again, Ant-Man and the Wasp came out in February. So if I'm spoiling it for you, I'm sorry, but like,
It's
yes,
almost been a year.
all look, yeah, yes, they all looked like him, right? Like when it came to the variants, or not the variants, but the Kangs from different timelines.
Yeah.
I guess they are variants. Yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
they are variants. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. But all that could be changed up. You know what I mean? Based off how season two, Loki season two ended, it does not have to be there all Jonathan Majors. It can still be Kang, but this is what Kang is now, right? Like this is how you changed it, and they'll come up with some crazy situation to explain it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they will do that. So I don't know. I don't see them necessarily having to change the names of the movies. It'll just be that one actor will be have to be somebody else, right? That hopefully plays it as well. We'll see.
Right. Yeah, we will see. I just I don't so I respectfully disagree. I think they make a full pivot. I think they go Doctor Doom because they still have the Fantastic Four movies. They just make Kang a lesser threat because that I think they could do that still. Because they've shown him several times, and all the times they shown him, like he's supposed to be big bad, but he ain't come through. He seems to be taking those L's, and every because I don't want to spoil anything from Loki. So Ant-Man, he was in there, but obviously Ant-Man won, right? So I'm thinking they could just make a full pivot because like this phase wasn't really going anywhere anyway. To be honest with you, it was headed in that direction, but I think if push comes to shove, I think they'll drop him and they'll make the character less impactful, and then they'll move on to a different bigger bad, which would be like a Doctor Doom or somebody else. I think they could get away with it. I honestly do because this phase was so everywhere, right? Like it was not focused.
Wasn't very noteworthy. Yeah, for sure.
So, but I have not watched the Marvels. Like for all we know, there's a mid or end credit scene where he's in it again. He's like, "Whoa, you you got to go this way." But I have no clue. I have not seen it. I don't really. I guess I need to go see it. I heard it's not bad. I heard it's actually pretty good. It's like it's an 8, right? I just am not in the mood to deal with crowds of people. So I'm kind of wanting to wait till it kind of dies down a little bit, which seems like that'll be faster rather than late, like sooner rather than later.
So yeah, the projections are that it's not gonna be one of these billion-dollar properties like they have been doing, right? Like
Yeah.
that's the projection. But I don't know, man. I just don't
I
we'll,
just and I feel bad because like I like the characters. I like the structure of this movie. I like how it's an all female lead with a female director. Like I like all that stuff's cool. Um However, in this phase, like I want a Thanos. It doesn't feel like they're not building up to like they did for Endgame. Like it has not been the same since Endgame. So I don't believe it's casting. I don't believe it's actresses or actors or whomever. I don't think that's my problem. I think that I don't I'm not as invested. Like the snap already happened. Like what could be worse than the snap, right? Like you need to start showing me that. And from the trailers that they've been showing for the Marvels, the big bad doesn't seem to be that big or bad. But I could be wrong. They just may be hiding it because they don't want to spoil anything. But I have like the last commercial got my interest a little bit more because they showed the tear like they did from uh what was the Sam Raimi
that is that
Multiverse of Madness. Yeah. So they showed some implication. I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Okay, I kind of want to see where this is going because this could be building up to incursions and things of that nature. But I don't know because the trailer just shows faster, stronger, whatever, right? Just them switching up and punching people, and like the big bad they show for a quick second. Like I need a little bit more. Give me a little bit more. Like what? I need some skin in this game. Just don't feel like it's there. Like the TV shows seem to be more interesting. Like I'm interested in Daredevil. I'm interested in the Echo, especially Echo. Like now I'm starting to like the B tier more than the A tier. Right? These are Avengers. I'm just like meh.
Yeah, we got to see where they go. I don't know. I still want to have the discussion. I don't want to have the discussion, but I still think maybe it is starting to be superhero fatigue, right? Like maybe that is a thing because when you think about it, Marvel has TV shows now that they weren't putting out as regularly. You know, we
Yeah.
were going through getting to the snap, right? When we're getting to Endgame, like Disney Plus was not stood up, from 2000.
Right. I see what you're saying. Like we're just
You know what I
getting a
mean?
lot. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is what we wanted. We're the
And
problem. This is what we wanted. We wanted all like give me everything. I want to
you
see all
know,
these characters.
we never know what we want, right?
That's
We
the
never know
problem.
what we
We
want.
don't know what we want.
We're like, I want more, but then we're like, this is too much. Like, it's what you asked for. You know what I mean? Disney's like, we've invested billions to get to this point. You know what I mean? Like, because it's what you wanted. But I think that's why. I think that's why those 20 some odd movies in that phase leading up to the snap, lead up to Endgame, was more appreciated by us because
Yeah.
we had to wait, and you know what I mean. Like, because if you think about it, I think they're still following the same formula of like 2 movies a year, right? You usually have the one that's the beginning of the year or the summer, and one in
Yeah.
November, usually, right? Is how they do it. And that's
Except for next year, but that's the writers' strike and all that
yeah,
stuff. I
yeah,
think
it delayed
impacted
it
it.
a little
Yeah.
bit, right? And even during COVID, it might have changed up too, right? Because of COVID, right? It might have changed it up a little bit, but that's kind of their formula. Is every year you're going to get one, sometimes three. You'll get one in like
Yeah, I was gonna say,
February,
yeah,
and
sometimes you
then
got three.
May,
Yep.
and then November, right? That's their
Yeah.
formula. So, but then you're also getting a couple TV shows in there, right? You know what I'm saying? That are 6 episodes of this, and then it leads into the movie. But then it's like, if you put a disappointing TV show out there, like you've had me waste my time. I'm already irritated because I wasted my time with Moon Knight, and it's gonna go nowhere. I'm not gonna see anything it come out anywhere else. You know what I mean? Like
Right. But
I
we
don't.
kind of talked about that when it was happening, though. Like the TV shows are going to be more of the origin stories that would roll. Like, so you wouldn't have to give me an origin Moon Knight movie, right? You gave me 6 hours of Moon Knight. I know who he is. I know how he operates. Now you can throw him in a movie and keep it rolling. We just haven't seen the outcome of that, right? They've like this will be the first. The Marvels will be the first. They took Kamala from the TV show, and now she's in the movie, right? This will be the first time we see them leap off the small
Monica
screen to the big screen.
Monica the same way because she was in
Oh, yeah,
Wanda,
WandaVision.
right?
Yep. And now
Yep,
she's jumping to the big
yep.
screen. So I should go see. I should show my support. Like I just deal with the horror. Like it's different, right? Like I got spoiled because of Turkey, right? So like when I went to the movie theater, even on the most packed night, it was like 50 people, right? You had space between you and everybody else. Like if I go now to the B&B or the AMC, it's gonna be shoulder to shoulder probably, or not because they said that the opening has been kind of a disappointment.
I don't know. I mean, we'll see, right? I, I will eventually see the movie, right? Like whether it comes to when it comes to Disney Plus, I may give it the 90 days. We'll see. But here's the thing. So like when I was after I read the article about how the opening was a little disappointing, I went to Rotten Tomatoes, right? Which
Yeah,
their critics just can't be trusted anymore. They're just a little weird with how they do their ratings. But they're like I want to say the critic score was like in the 60s, like 68 or something like that. But the audience score was an 85. I'm like, that's good. Like
yeah,
85 is good. If the audience is going and they had over 1,000 ratings at the time and they're saying, yeah, we enjoyed it. It's like I think the critics just they want to poo-poo, the superhero movies now. Like that's the thing to do. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I don't need it to be Shakespeare. I'm not asking for that. I don't need it to be some type of timely romance drama,
Right.
rom-com or anything like that. Don't give me that. I don't care. I know what I'm going there to see. I'm going there to see photons come out of people's hands and light energy, people
Yeah.
step on. Like I know what I'm going there to see. Don't like the critics, you're trying to pretend like you know better for me than I know for myself and what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? But
Right. Right.
and maybe that's just me because I could tell by looking at a trailer whether or not I want to see something. I've been
You're pretty good. Yeah.
and we'll get to this a little bit later too with some other stuff that I watched that I'll let y'all know about. But I don't know. I think Marvel can come back, but they just might have to tone it down. And they are going to tone it down some. So like since what's his name? Eisner? President
Iger.
Iger? Yeah, since he
Yeah.
came back, like
Bob Iger, I think.
Bob
Yeah.
Iger, yeah. He's talked about toning it back some. He's like, we're spending a lot of money and not getting the return that we expect. So
Right.
the budget that we're putting towards some of this stuff is gonna get tapered down, which means it's probably gonna be um less product that you're seeing out there, which may heighten your anticipation a little bit more, right? Like if you're
Right.
not seeing it every other month for something, So
Yeah, which is true. So yeah, I don't know. Like I feel as though I need to go as a loyal fan. I want them to continue to do what they're doing, um, and not be overly serious because this, from what my understanding, that this is fun, which is cool. I just again like after the snap, it's just never been the same for me. But I did enjoy Falcon and Winter Soldier. I did enjoy Loki season 1 and season 2. I did enjoy there's another TV show I liked. Can't remember what it was. But Moon Knight was just meh. She-Hulk was not good to me. There was another one. Am I missing? Oh, WandaVision. WandaVision was the back half of WandaVision. So half of
It
WandaVision was good.
started slow, yeah.
Yeah. Right. So it's there, and I mean they have the recipe now to play around with whatever they want. Like the multiverse opens everything up, right? They can play around with all types of stuff. It does suck that Jonathan Majors is wrapped up in this situation. Hopefully it works out to his betterment. But I mean, if he did what he did, then it is what it is, right? Like um, you make your own fate. Like hopefully this is not the case, but again, it is what it is. Um, so we'll see what the future holds. But I really did like Loki, um, and we'll talk about it offline. But what's next? Echo is next. I need to go see this movie. I feel like I like it's not a want, it's a need now at this point. So maybe I see it tonight, or maybe I'll wait until next weekend. I don't know. But I had the ability to go see it, probably in the empty audience on Friday, right? Because it's the holiday. Well, no, because it's the holiday. So other people had the holiday off too, but there wouldn't have been a lot of kids because they still had school though. So I could have gotten in, and I felt bad. I was like, because my kids are at school, I don't want to watch it, and then my son not be able to see it as well. So
That's weird. So like I would not expect that out of
that's
Florida.
Florida. Yeah, it's Florida.
I
Veteran.
would
Yeah,
not.
the Veterans Day. Because I think because it's actually it was actually on Saturday, not Friday, so it was not observed on Friday.
It was a federal observation of doing it on Friday, though. That's why I say that, right? So, like my children,
Yeah.
it's weird because my children did not have school Friday, but other school districts here in Colorado did.
Yeah.
So, like I don't know how they do that, but Florida, they're more right leaning, right? Like, so I
Right.
figured
Patriots.
veterans, yeah, exactly, right? Like
No, no, they go to
we
school. They go
love
to
the
school.
troops.
Yeah, they go to school on Columbus Day. They go to school on Veterans Day. They go to school on a different holiday too. Maybe it's because of storms. Like maybe it's built in, where like we can't give you all these holidays because we might be rained out or something like that. Not rained out, stormed out. I don't know. I don't know what you would call it.
They usually figure that out at the end of the year, though, right? Like, so,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, man. Because, and here's why I say this because the hurricane season ends November 1st down there, right? If I remember
Yeah.
correctly from
Hmm.
our November 1st, that's it, right? Like, you don't expect too many storms after that. So at this point, it's like, all right, you're anticipating for next year, but you figure that out next year. Like, why are you anticipating it? So what happens if they get ahead of the game? They do all these holidays, they have the children in school, and then you have a not so active hurricane season. Do they get out of school earlier? Their end date is their end date. That's already been baked in.
Right.
They can extend past it. They're not going to go in front of it. I wouldn't think.
No,
Right.
probably not. But yeah, I mean, hey, it's more learning for the kids. Yay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that I don't know. But yeah, I had my opportunity. I had a target of opportunity, and I chose to watch my car instead. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
That's what I chose to do at that time. Um, so we'll see. I hear the mid credit is also really good. So the movie's not bad. Movie's good. Yeah, mid credit scene, good. So I should feel like I obligated to go, and I just don't. I don't
Yeah.
feel obligated to go. It's weird. I definitely will see Deadpool on the day it comes out. Why don't I want to see this on the day it comes out? Strange. It's a me problem.
I don't know. That's a different. I think that's a different type of movie too, right? Because it's rated R as well, right? So
Yeah, yeah. I think they said Echo will be MA,
yeah,
Deadpool will be R, Blade will be R. So like Marvel, like they're not Disney-fying the darker properties.
yeah.
So I'm like, okay,
I want to say even in that trailer, I can't remember if it was you or Levon that sent it. Even in that trailer, at the end of it, it says you have to have your settings set to MA to view this on Disney Plus.
yeah,
So they let
yeah.
you
I'm
know
like, yeah.
it's about to be
Now you're
like
talking
anything Fisk is in, like it's about to be some blood and some skull crushing, and you know what
right.
I mean? Like it's just
Very
how
like, yeah. So I assume Daredevil will be MA as well once they figure all that out. Because
yeah.
again, I think they're restructuring, rebooting some certain stuff now that Bob Iger and everybody is more involved in it, which is a good thing, right? We don't want any more She-Hulks. And I like the actors in She-Hulk. I just they went too silly.
I think it
It was like
started
it's
out
too,
good.
but that's her character
Yeah.
is a
The
Deadpool
fourth
like
all breaking.
wall
Yeah.
breaking character. So they may have hit it on the head. It felt off. The pacing was off. The meta was too weird for me, and I usually like that type of stuff. It just didn't do it for me.
I think it started out good.
It
Um,
did, and then it
and
just kind of went off the
yeah,
rails.
yep. And it was just like, oh gosh, I don't know. And the end, like, so this is why I didn't like the second Deadpool, because it was too much fourth wall breaking in the second one. So like, I get that that's what he does, right? But in the second one, it seemed like every 5 minutes he's talking to us, and I'm like, dude, like, get back to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, get something chopped off to grow back. I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I felt about that. And like, as She-Hulk was going on, it just seemed like way more of that. Like the whole last episode, like it seemed like the whole episode was her just like
Yeah, talking to us.
breaking and talking to us,
Yeah.
and it's like, all right, come on, you know what I mean? But I get it, but like, make this happen in between you smashing stuff, right? Hulk is supposed to smash. That's what he said. That's what you should do too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, but nah, I get it, man. Like they've been missing a lot. Like I'm to the point now where I'm kind of like, some of these TV shows just don't excite me anymore. Like I don't know. Like I
Yeah.
do it because I have the convenience of just turning on Disney Plus and watching it. You know what I mean? But I'm like, do I want to waste the time? You know what I mean? So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
but
Yeah, we'll see.
yeah. Other than that, I also watched this movie Sisu. Have you seen this?
No.
SISU. It's the guy's apparently a Finnish commando. He discovers the gold, and he comes across some Nazis. Oh
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I seen the trailer.
yeah.
Was it
Oh
good?
man, it's crazy. It's wild, man. I'm like,
Okay.
this dude is this. I'm trying to think of who he's like.
He's
Like
like John. He's like John Wick.
John Wick, yes, like he should have died
Yeah.
several
Okay.
times over, right? But like this dude he's getting it in. It's in the 40s, right? It's 1944. Is World War II is wrapping down and whatnot, but he comes across some Nazis, and man, he is giving them the business. I'm just like,
Okay.
oh,
I'm gonna check it out. Yeah, I saw the trailer because I remember I shared the trailer. I was like, yo, this looks crazy. And I
yeah,
completely forgot about
yeah, it's wild, man. It is very wild, and he says very little in the movie, just like John Wick. Like he says
it.
less
Okay.
than John Wick in the movie, right? Like like he says something in the beginning and something in the end, and that is it. Like in between is grunts and groans.
Okay.
Like, there's no speaking from him as the main character. I mean, you got other people that are speaking and whatnot, but
Right.
from him, it's just, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and it's gruesome. It's gruesome. Like some of the stuff, you're just like, oh gosh.
Okay. Where's it? Where can we find it?
So I have a one of my coworkers had it. He let me borrow his Blu-ray. I have to look and see if it's streaming anywhere. Uh,
Okay.
I've actually had it on physical disc. Like that's a thing still.
Wow. You
Like
found a tray to put it in?
yeah, my PS5,
There it
PS5.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, my PS5 is that's what I stream everything on, right? So like my PS5 has the player for it. But yeah, it was
Gotcha.
it was
You said SISU?
SISU Sisu.
Okay. I'm gonna search it up on the Apple TV. See who has it. Because it's been
Right.
out for a while, so it's gotta be free somewhere. Or at
Man,
least on one of these streaming. So we'll see. Invincible. Are you caught up?
I have not watched the second episode that released a
Okay.
couple days ago
Gotcha.
because I was watching all this other stuff to catch up. I'm probably going to get that in, within like 10 minutes of us getting off, from
Gotcha. So I'm not gonna underhype it. Less action than the first. They're trying to
oh,
I think they're gonna knock the story out at the beginning and then it's gonna just
wow.
go crazy near the
We
end.
know the story. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like this is where Disney gets me. It's like we know the story already. Like you don't have to go through and do all of this. You know what I mean? Like don't spend, 6 episodes getting a story out, and then because for me, like I'm hoping it all pays off in the end, and it
Yeah.
rarely does. It rarely does. Like now I say this to say the first season, that's not the case because that last episode was off the chain. Like if
Right.
you so like me and you feel the same way about the subway scene. We
Oh man.
to the
I was
train
like,
and
how do you top that?
oh, gosh. You know what I mean? Like we feel the same way about that. Like there's no going past that. But um okay. I mean, I think we have the story pretty much. So, like after the first episode, they did a pretty good job of explaining the story and where they're going to go from here. I think, right? So, like, what else is there to explain? Just get at it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't watched the second episode. I watched the first, which I was pleased with. I was like, okay, I can see this. All right, right. I don't want to spoil anything, but like, there's the way they went in this is what everybody is going to try to make their stories, right? There's always,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. It
because
seems to
whenever,
be
yeah,
I feel what would you call this? The theme
yeah,
of the decade?
yeah. But like when it started, I was just like, whoa, what did I miss? Like, did I not remember
Yeah, it
how the
feels like
first
you
season
like you
ended?
skipped something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then it's like, oh, okay, all right. But it explains. Um, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's just ah, I it hurts my heart to hear that, man. Like that it's more.
I'd rather be in the beginning than the end.
That's true. That's true. But like, but again, we don't need it, right? Like, if you don't, if you don't know, even after this first episode of season two, like they did a good job of explaining where they're going and what needs to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like 45 minutes, right? For the first
Yeah.
episode. Actually, it might be closer to an hour. So like they did a good job of explaining, man. I don't think that's necessary to go more and more in the story. Like I don't, but I don't need a lot of that, right? Like I know you like a lot of B sides when it comes to
I do.
comes to
I
series.
do like my B-sides.
So that's it. That's the thing. So for you, you're enjoying it, but I'm like, no, I don't need this. Don't tell me about this. Don't tell me that about that. Don't tell me about the third. Just give it to me, man. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Damn, that hurts my heart, Ryan.
I'm glad I warned you. I warned
You
you.
did.
It's only up from here.
Yeah. You say that, but then the next three are also story building, and I'm like,
I don't think this series can do that, to be honest with you.
they shouldn't.
Yeah.
I would personally write a letter to Seth Rogen and
Oh
be,
man.
yeah, Seth Rogen. Yeah, Seth
I think
Rogen.
he's executive producer, yeah.
Yeah. So I'd be like, hey man, you falling off. Like like this don't seem like you telling
Right.
stories. Smoke more weed or something to where you can get back to what you know to be funny and good.
Get
Uh,
back to it.
yeah.
Like no more pineapple expresses.
Yeah, it's like Eminem. Like I liked him better when he was on drugs all the time. I hate to say that. I'm not promoting drug use for anybody, but like when he got clean, he was not the same. Like I was just I'm not
When you guys life together, you stop hating
yeah,
Kim.
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
all his material's gone, right?
yeah. I'm like, ah man.
Now it's just what is it? Now it's just style. It's no
Yeah,
longer a substance.
yeah. I'm like, come on,
It's
man.
terrible. I want to hear about this positivity.
Yeah. Yeah. Haley is grown up now. Like, what's going on? I'm used to hearing her on the tracks. You know what I mean?
Right, right. That's
but,
hilarious.
but
But yeah, I want to say the only other things that I watched would be Gen V, which you're not into. Very, very, very gruesome, very The Boys, good ending, so to speak. Like these two shows going to be intertwined. Like this is a spinoff of The Boys, but it was so heavily involved in the story where I think The Boys is going, even to the point where they had mid-credit cameos, all the other stuff at the end to show like how integrated these two series are. I think you'll see these characters in the next season of The Boys as well. In some capacity, they'll share.
is it happening simultaneously or is it before,
It's
whatever
it's
season?
it's directly after I want to say because something happens in The Boys where a character because I haven't watched it in a while now, so a character resurfaces and then is pretty much his image is disparaged. You go to the campus where, because this is all taking place on the college campus with kids who have powers, um, his statue is removed
Mm,
because of it. So I think it's like directly after the last season is when this takes place.
okay.
Um, and he makes a cameo in it as well, but he's not. It's not him. It's weird. It's hard to it's hard to explain it, but give some stuff away. But he's in it, but it's not. It's not him. But I thought it was really good. I think it did a really good job of showing a bigger like this would be this is it started off as a B-side and it worked its way into being more integrated with the TV show. So I thought they did a really good job with it. I'm interested to see what the next season of it will look like and how they'll integrate it into the boys, which starts up pretty soon. And then Rick and Morty, I always watch that. This season, I think it's the second or third episode. Still funny. I can barely tell the difference between the new voice actors and oh boy who got fired. Every now and then you can hear it, but it's so few and far between. I don't care. Like it's still funny show to me.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't think they'll ever top their season two. I think either season two, I want to say, was my favorite season of Rick and Morty. I think this is like season 6 or 7. I can't remember. Still funny, but like they just that one. Every show has that season where you're just like, man, they are really getting in the writers' room. They've just never hit that again for me. Um, but it's not bad. I still enjoy it. And then I started the movie. I did not finish it. Werewolf Within. I don't know if you've seen it. It's not great. It's a horror comedy. It's streaming on Hulu, I want to say, and I can't remember the name of the comedian that leads it. I gotta look it up actually. But as uh Werewolf Within cast, I can't within cast. There we go. Um, Sam Richardson. So he is park ranger is what he's playing, and then the male person is Milana Verntrub. I can't pronounce her name. I'm butchering it, but she's the AT&T lady. So you know
Wine,
the lady from the
Weintraub. Yeah, I know you're talking
sure,
about. Yeah,
yeah, she's the AT&T lady. Uh, they do a really good job so far. I just haven't finished it because I just haven't had the time. But it's like it's one of those movies where it's like something's killing everybody. What is it? Like one of us must be the monster. It's like The Thing, but a comedy, kind of, sort of. It's based upon a Ubisoft IP, so it's based upon a VR game called Werewolf Within. Yes, it took the concept and obviously did something else with it, but the premise of the game is someone is the werewolf, and you have to kind of figure it out before that person kills everybody. So like kind of like Among Us, but
I was like, is
VR
that that
social.
game? Yeah, is that that?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, it. I never played it, but it looks hilarious. Like, because people like because it has proximity chat, so you can whisper to the people next to you to try to figure out like, hey, is it so and so? Because he's been acting kind of weird. It keeps dipping off on us. Like that type of social interaction. Like I always thought was cool. I just have not had the time to pop on the headset and do it. But they took that because at the very beginning of it, when it's showing all of the who made it, Ubisoft banner pops up, and I was like, oh yeah, that is a game. I forgot
Mm.
about that. But they took that and they turned it into like a clue, like that type concept.
Mhm.
Like we're all in the room, we're trying to figure out like who everybody is, what their background is, and then there's always some suspicious stuff happening. But so far so good. It's kind of funny. Again, Sam Richardson, he's a funny dude, and then AT&T lady, I knew she was an actress, I know she was a comedian, so she's kind of funny in it as well. Um, so I'm like probably halfway through with it. So I'll probably finish it today, as well as Spider-Man 2, because I've not finished it. Because that ending is long. It just keeps going.
That is true. Like you think you're at the point where it's going to be the end, and it's like, nope, nope, nope. But
Yeah, because it says I'm
you're
87%.
close.
I'm level
Yeah.
60, but it says I'm only 87%. I did all the side stuff that I could do before the ending. So like my map is empty except for the mission marker. It still says 87%. I'm like, how, Sway? I'm enjoying it. I'm just saying, like, every time I put it, I can't finish it because life happens. I got to put it back down. So,
How
like,
many hours? How many hours you put in? Let me ask you that.
I don't know. I will check after this. I will log into the PS4, save, come out of it, and then see how many hours I've in it. But I've done all the side stuff. I'm frustrating Junior. He's like, just finish the game. I was like, I'm gonna do all the side stuff. I'm not coming back. I already know it. I already know I'm not coming back till the DLC drops. So let me knock out all the side stuff, and then I'll finish the games, which I'm doing right now.
Okay.
So, but I'm still earning stuff. Like I'm capped out, but I don't have all of the costumes. I think I'm like 80, 90% done with all the costumes. So I still have a couple more things to unlock. But I have like a skill point, but I have no more things to unlock. It's weird. Like the game glitch. I'm still getting skill points.
No, you should be farther along. Well, let me think. Do I did I have skill points left afterwards?
Like maybe I'll unlock another power before the end that I'll put that skill point towards. 'Cause I thought 60 was the end.
60 is where your what do you call it? Your rank up
Yeah,
ends.
your cap.
Yeah, but like you still, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to remember now.
Yeah, it's weird. I think I broke it.
When I was at the point where you were, I think I was like 90 some odd percent on the uniforms, right? Like
Hmm.
I think on the costumes or whatever.
Yeah,
Uh,
because the only thing I didn't do, like, there's still some spider bot. Um, I haven't. There's like 3 spider bots I haven't found.
they'll tell you where they are on the map. Well, not tell you where they are on the map. They'll show you when you highlight a district, like whether or not you have spider bots to get
Right,
that one.
right.
But,
And I could go and get that. I mean, I'm still running around, so I could go get those maybe, see what that conclusion is, and then finish it. But I think I should just finish it and I'll get the spider bots after.
You already know you won't. You already said it.
I have to though, because there's only a couple. There's only a handful. It's not like a bunch of side stuff. It's like literally, I got to find three of these things. And I'm done. So
With some of the stuff they have in this game, so I haven't seen the second Miles Morales movie. What is it? Whatever the Spider Verse, Across the Spider
yeah,
Verse
cross spider. Yeah.
is the second one. Like some of the stuff that's in this game, I think relates to that. And
Yes.
I'm not tracking. I just look at it and I'm like, I bet you that's from the movie I have not seen yet.
You should
So
check it out. It's actually really good.
I do want to. I just haven't. I don't know. I just haven't put the time into it to see it because the first one surprised me. I was pleasantly surprised by the first one. So I
Yeah,
think
this one's really good. Like aside from all the cameos and stuff, just visually it's very striking. Like I saw it in theaters and I came out impressed. I have not watched it at home yet. I plan on like probably after I finish this game, I'll probably watch it again at home. But like visually stunning. I was just like, I don't know where we're gonna go with the next one. Like, how do they top this action in this one? Because typically that's not the case. At least not for anime and stuff. Like unless it's anime, like anything that's like somewhat 3D-ish, I'm not really feeling. Like I don't like when they integrate 3D into my animated stuff, like one or the other, like don't put them together. But they do it in this one in really interesting ways. You're like, oh, okay, that's a visually concept. I would not have thought of that. Like that combination, what you're doing there, like with Spider Punk, like you'll see a character named Spider Punk, like the stuff they do with him and his animation is like top tier. Like y'all doing some stuff I've never seen before. So I would highly recommend.
I wonder. There was something else I tried to watch. I didn't get into. Letterkenny. Have you seen this show? It's a
Letter
TV show.
Kenny.
Yeah,
No.
these Canadians that are just kind of wilding out and whatnot. Like I've seen the trailer in the past, and I was like, maybe. You know what I mean? And some guys
Yeah.
that were like, you got to watch it. It's funny, and they showed me some clips, and I was like, okay. I was like, that's kind of funny, but
Yeah.
like
It
it
did it
is.
for you.
It's few and far between. I think. Like I got uh, maybe 10 minutes into the third episode, and I was like, this is not for me. Uh,
Mhm.
it's just not. Like I like different sense of humor and whatnot, but it's Canadian sense of humor where everyone's pretty monotone.
Yeah, it's like Boys in the Hall, like it's very
So
quiet
yeah,
taste.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. And the thing is, it's weird because a lot of the actors that you see out there, like until you look into them, you don't even know they're Canadian. You know what I mean? Like Ryan
Yeah.
Reynolds is funny Canadian. And you're like, what?
Jim
Like
Carrey.
Jim Carrey, yeah, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Funny Canadian, but like this is just not that type of comedy to me. It's just very monotone and saying stuff that's just every once in a while you get a chuckle, but it's not enough to warrant me watching because I think they're like 12 seasons in or something like that.
Oh yeah.
They only do like 6 episodes each season, but yeah. And it's even got a spinoff of it called Shorzy or something like that. Shorzy's a character in there I haven't seen yet, but I'm like, yeah, it ain't for me. So I'm
All right.
I'm willing to take that when I get back to work. Be like, it's not for me, fellas. They're gonna be like, what? What are you talking about? I'm be like, no, it just isn't for me. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, that was another thing I tried to get into, and it wasn't for me. But I think that's it for my TV and movie watching. That was the last one.
Yeah, no, that's a lot for us. Like you can tell the holidays are coming up, so things are starting to slow down and get a lot more media consumption, right? Which I appreciate the break. Like obviously take a knee for the holidays, enjoy time with the family, all that good stuff. So did not say it. Happy Veterans Day. Like we're late. Like that was yesterday. I'm recording this, but for all the veterans out there, like I try to do the holidays before we get there, and I always forget. So so happy belated Veterans Day to all those out there, veteran families or who are veterans. Thank you for your service. There you go. But yeah, definitely continue to tune in throughout the week. So Monday, Tuesday are topics, Wednesday discussion. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff with your friends and family, even if they're not nerdy, but especially nerdy ones. Like we want to definitely reach out to as many people as we can. If you're interested in marketing, promoting, all that other stuff, um, hit me up. Let me know what you're thinking because I don't have a plan. So I'm formulating a plan. I don't have a plan yet. But one day, we'll do read on ads or something like that. Just don't know what that looks like in the future. But hit us up by all the socials that go by our name. You can hit me up personally. I'm at RyRy Security Guy. That's RYRY Security Guy. You can find me on LinkedIn, Clubhouse, Twitter, and Threads. Stay safe, stay secure.